Mr. Evile.
This is Scott from Planetmosh at Fest 2013 with Ben.
Yo.
From, I'm never sure what to pronounce it, whether it's Evil or Evile.
However you want. However you want. We've been called far worse. But it's Evile, like email, I think. So, yeah.
The main thing is folk remember.
Yeah, there you go.
Good journey up.
Yeah, just steady away, you know, a few hours, just back of the van, falling asleep and listening to shit on the radio and all that kind of stuff, so yeah, it was pretty cool.
What was your choice of tunes on the way up then?
I think we listened to a bit of Down, listening to King's X. So that was pretty interesting. The live album was also pretty cool. Makes a change from when we did a festival in France last weekend, a place called Evile. It was like an outdoor kind of fiesta thing with loads of little bands and stages set up around the town, and we were playing next to a roundabout, which was pretty weird, in a car park. But yeah, all the way there we were listening to the back catalogue of Queen, and it was just like, oh man, no.
It was on Perpetual Loop as well?
Yeah, it was, yeah. And we're talking like all Queen back catalogue. So not only the good stuff, all the shit. So that was cool. You know, I just fell asleep.
Do you prefer doing the kind of festivals to doing the I suppose more intimate shows, or?
I like doing any shows. I like doing any shows because I think bands get complacent and take too much time out, and when they get offered small shows they turn their noses up and all that kind of stuff. We're never going to do that. We'll play anywhere that people want to hear our music. That's why we're in the industry, to play it. So if you get these bands on one hand going, no, we're bigger than that, we're not playing that place. No, we don't think like that. We'll play anywhere and everywhere. We always have done.
Well, I mean, I suppose that leads me on nicely to what you're going to do in September and beyond, because you're doing a kind of specific tour, aren't you?
That's right.
It's almost like I wouldn't say discounted tickets, but it's giving folk an opportunity to see you guys. You know,
Yes. I think sometimes ticket prices prohibit people from going to gigs. Gigs are dear enough purely because venues have extortionate beer prices and stuff like that. People want to have a good time. And if people are on a budget and they've only got 20 quid for a night out, you know, they don't want to spend 15 quid on a t-shirt, after 15 quid on a ticket, and then spend, 4 quid a pint, and then do shots and whatever. It's an expensive night. So we've lessened the ticket fees, £5 in for all the shows, all the 4 shows we're doing. We're making sure we're doing one in Ireland, one in Scotland, one in Wales, one in England, and just trying to get as many people through the door so we can have a good time with them, really. We're going to do loads of new stuff off the new album.
I was going to say that the new album is it's fucking stonking. I love it to bits, and it's the age I am just now. I grew up listening to thrash. Thrash was what I started with Maiden and again that. But do you think thrash is still seen as the kind of unruly little brother of?
Oh yeah, it's definitely the bastard love child. Yeah, it's the one that it's the weird kid that no one wants to talk about. You know, it's never been fully accepted. It's always been like pushed under the carpet a little bit, but we'll always keep doing it because it suits us as individuals. It's the kind of music that we all want to do, and you know, Joe's from a hard rock background, and Matt's into Queen and a lot of melodic stuff, and all's into everything. You know, he's just a musical wizard. But the only thing that gets our rocks off on stage is thrash. So that's why we do it.
Well, you talked about fun earlier on, but I suppose that's the exact point of thrash, though, isn't it?
That's it, yeah.
Good tight.
Matt summed it up once. Someone asked him, if you could sum up thrash in one user-friendly soundbite, what would you say? You just say it's music that makes you want to run really, really fast. And I think, it does. It just makes you just want to, get all your energy out and just fucking go nuts.
And Les Fest is a kind of, it is almost like a kind of special one-off in a way, I suppose, given the distance you've travelled to come up here. Do you have anything specific planned?
No, it's not a case of having anything specific per show, because you run out of stuff to do. I think the hardest thing for us is trying to make the set list interesting for obviously the fans, and also for ourselves. It's really weird, 4 albums in, we started kicking old classics out of the set list, which we thought we'd never do. So songs like We're About to Die and Thrasher all of a sudden might not be in the set, and that's saying something about our new material, because you've got to keep it recent. And obviously, the label always want you to promote the new material to its fullest and all that kind of stuff, keep the touring cycle alive. But for us personally, it's all about what we have the most fun playing. So jamming stuff in the rehearsal room, we're like, this sounds so good, why isn't it in the set? Like, well, where the bloody hell can we make it? No, we've got X, Y, Z to consider, and there's no space, so that's the issue. In a way it's good, but in a way it's bad, you know, because you find after 4 albums in, as you say, you then have so many that you can go, is there not so much arguments or heated discussions over then what you should be putting in there? Sometimes, not heated, but certainly discussions. We talked about it at length a couple of days ago when we were in the rehearsal room. It's a case of, we want to do this song, but there is actually no place to put it because we're doing one of the new ones. So, however much you want to do it, we can't just invent time and space to be able to put that song in. And then if we do that song, we do get an extended set or whatever, does it sound too much like this song and people are going to get bored by this, and then juxtaposition of that song next to that song is going to ruin the flow of the set, and it's a nightmare, it really is. When we just had one album, it was so much easier. It's like, what we're going to do? The album, right? So yeah, we're juggling songs, which it's a luxury.
Well, I was going to say it's a nice thing to then have,
it really
isn't it? You know, and it's now been about a month since Skull was out. You know, have you've been happy with how it's been received? I mean, it's just
it's
a stonker.
There's still some people that didn't actually know the album had come out, which is very odd. But then it charted at number 10 in the rock album charts like second week or whatever. So for us, that's amazing. Because in this day and age with the plethora of shit that there is out there, you know, like manufactured shit and whatever else, you wouldn't have thought that a little thrash band from Huddersfield would be able to get that kind of critical acclaim. We've never been a band to push, we haven't got an ego, we don't think we're anything we're not, we just want to go out and play music, and to see our name alongside really mainstream acts like Muse and stuff like that, it's like, what the heck? How did that happen? But that being said, we're still to reap the rewards from it. We're still working day jobs, you know, we're still putting everything into paying our bills and finding money to live on. The reality of it is that there's a hard working touring band, there isn't the money there. So people see the flashing lights and Evile number 10 in the rock album charts, woo! And everyone's like, oh yeah, you'll be getting your limos and blah blah blah. No.
I think that's also a fair thing to say about metal in general, isn't it?
I think it is.
Getting into metal, you don't get into it for the money.
No, if we'd have got into it for the money, we'd have quit years and years ago. We do it because we love it.
And are you staying around for the weekend then?
Yeah, hopefully, I mean, because Joel's got a daughter, he might have to disappear and get back for her and everything, and I don't know whether Matt's working or whatever, so we're going to try and stay around as long as we can and watch as many bands. We always try to. There's a few good bands playing this weekend, like Severanth, and I'm a bit annoyed that I missed Origin earlier on. I'm supposed to be doing a special slot with Sanity Days tomorrow, doing a bit of guest vocals, but if I have to leave, that's going to go out the window, which I'm good, because I'm a big fan of Steve Grimmett, right back from Grim Reaper and stuff.
Christ, I might see Onslaught with him. Was one of the first gigs metal gigs I went to the Barrowlands in Glasgow.
I bet it was amazing.
God, what an icon. Onslaught Slammer. Suckers. My God, jeez.
I think I've got a Slammer t-shirt. I did a world tour of England and it had 3 dates on the back, and 2 of them were in Bradford or something.
I mean, it's great seeing that as well. Like we talk about guys out there. But even seeing the likes of Zentrix now, Zentrix blew me away when they first came out, and it's great seeing them back in the scene as well, because I think partly thanks to the way you guys are coming, thrash is going through a real resurgence. I think, you guys, Gamma Bomb.
I think there's a lot of great young bands coming through, like paving the way for thrash to stay around for a long time. It's not going to come and get pushed under the carpet like it did late 80s, early 90s, because of like something else like grunge coming and taking over, like post-hardcore stuff and whatever. I think this time around it's stamped its mark, it's defined itself a lot more, and obviously the old bands are still doing it better than any of us young guys are. That's proof that bands like Overkill, they're still absolutely destructive live. Creator, going out with Megadeth's still doing it. Dave's still got that, that unruly,
kind of snarl.
That belligerence, it's great to see that he's still got that after so many years. And then us guys just pop along and Hello, how are you? Let's have a cup of tea. You know, so yeah, I think it's going to be around for a long, long time. It's nice to be involved in the new wave, so to speak.
And after your set tonight, will you be enjoying a few Jaegers then?
I'll be enjoying some.
Because I've got to show on camera. Can you show your arm again? Because we saw it earlier on. This tattoo is awesome, and it's a Jaeger.
Jägermeister are heavily involved in this tattoo right now. There's still a hell of a lot of hours work to go in. I'm getting it done at a place called Voodoo Tattoo and Piercing down in Boston, in Lincolnshire, with a good mate of mine, Andy Hunter. So yeah, it's just something that's like a work in progress. I'm doing as much as I can when I'm off the road, and you know, a bit of free time for myself.
Any free time for yourself?
Well, yeah, there is that. But you know, when we're not trying to make ends meet and whoring ourselves out to day jobs and you know whatever we can do to put some money in our pockets.
Well, hopefully, if you don't catch Evile at Liz Fest tonight, then you will see them on tour. Get their album, get Skull as well, please, because thrash is fucking amazing. These guys are fucking amazing, and it's been a pleasure.
Cheers, dude.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, man. Whoa, just killed.